Yeah. What's up? What's cracking? What's going on? It's your boy. Welcome, welcome to Thailand TV. Uh, 800 Stiz Hours, baby. You know what I'm saying? I got him in man form. And Prophet de jour. I'm gonna try to keep it clean, you know what I'm saying? Because I know some of y'all be letting the kids stay up past 10, but you know what I'm saying? It's after 10 o'clock, they should be in bed, so we should be able to talk like adults. You know what I'm saying? Have a conversation, right? That's what I tell people. Hey, welcome to my show. Um, and I crack off with my daily affirmations first, the things and stuff that I see in the media, the whatever, the funny, the memes, you know what I'm saying, the TikToks, whatever it is. I just be popping off with some of that stuff. And then I eventually get into my topic of the evening. You know what I'm saying? Today is my Thursday night show. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for making it through the week. Hopefully I can just give you something to crash on into on your Fridays. You know what I mean? Make you think real quick, whatever, especially on my Thursday shows because I try to get a little deep. Um, it's my love relationships theme show Mondays. If you tune in for that, my Monday live shows are specifically for sports. So sometimes I touch on a little bit of each other, but I try not to dwell, or excuse me, I try to linger more so on the topic of the evening. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, tonight, man, you know how we gonna do, man. Jump into just some things. You know what I'm saying? I'll be popping off with, seeing in the media news and all that. Now I was thinking about something though. I seen a post talking about. We're gonna jump right into it, right? I seen a post talking about ladies, um, um, who've been in relationships with men and then broken up with those men. Now, this is the post I seen, right? So this is what my topic is. So this is what we're gonna touch on. So it said, ladies have been like, you know, a little bit upset with men because they were too nice. Hey, look, don't be tripping. Hey, you gotta understand. Hope you, if it's the first time messing with you, messing with me. You know my just to let you know, my laughter is my defense mechanism. So, anyways, ladies are getting upset and breaking up relationships with men because they're too nice. And like it says something about the young lady was just, she was with an Idris. She was with a chocolate thing. You know what I'm saying? She was like, no, you too nice. I was like, yo, but ain't that what the ladies have been asking for? Hey, you know how we do on Thailand TV? Do it sometimes, but isn't that what the ladies have been asking for? Um, I, I just saw that. Just like I said, my daily affirmations, man. I need to have these conversations with you guys because my whole thing is about good people that want to be in good relationships with good people. So, why wouldn't I see something that, I see in the media that might be, statistically, the numbers are pretty accurate from what I see and what I've encountered and engaged in areas that I've been with people. So I feel I can have a good feedback on what I've seen out there. And when I see something like that, I've seen that before. Um, and that's a concerning thing because it's like, how do you turn something so good, especially something so good that you asked for, into something so bad? So, you know what I'm saying, ladies, hey, man, you know how I do on Thailand TV, man. You know so we got to get that right, ladies. We got to get that one right, man. Oh, man. So, look, I think in relationships, I think one of the hardest things is is keeping the relationship together. Getting into relationships are good, man. But beds of roses, man. You can get into relationships like that, right? I think it's about, um, and I say this because I'm talking about it as a measuring stick, stick for quality person, man, quality woman, is their ability to uh, um, constantly engage with people, and to keep those engagements going as long as possible. But nobody sees and understands how much it takes to make one, you know what I'm saying? Especially the more serious a relationship you get into with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult because my thing is something I always bring up is other people issues, right? I think your life could be, if I tell this to people before, if your life was just you and you just had to make moves just only you by yourself, everything would be great, right? I think everything changes once you start adding other people issues into your life, and other people don't understand that. We'll get. I'm only going to touch on certain things that especially might be involved in my topic of the evening, but just a little kind of precursor. You know what I mean? Like that's something that's real because people don't understand what it takes to make a relationship continue. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people come with their views on how to get relationships because they're great at it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of those people that's great at getting in relationships ain't great at withstanding them. You know what I mean? So, something I saw, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. So I can't advertise on free advertising. So I want to talk to you also about something I saw recently. I did a 4 or 5 day water fast, and a week. Was it a week? I think we did a week. Can't remember, but it was a long time. We did a fast, right? Just water. And people be having really weird, like when it comes to it, it's only two, you only got two different views really when you do it. When you're fasting, especially that type of intense fasting, you only have two views. You got people that are just like, wow, shocked, and just like, well, I don't understand. Like, let me know. I want to know. I'm interested. Or you get people like, you crazy. You go die. That's the only two views you get. You tell somebody, hey, yeah, I'm fasting. They be like, okay, huh? Fasting. You be like, yo, water only. You mean like no? Hey, no, I hope you tell my people, y'all good. I love my people, so but just don't trip. It's my show. You get, hey, everybody get it on there. But they be like tripping. They be like, huh? I be like, yeah, just water only. They be like, no tea, no protein drinks. I'm like, no, water only. And then they'd be like, oh wow, how does that work? I'd be interested in that, or I heard about that. Or you'd be like, man, you gonna die. No, you're not. Your body can withstand that. Like it has so much preserved and stored up. You know what I mean? And this is a breakdown why I brought it up that I seen. Like I said, I love social media because you find this stuff out. Find a lot out. I mean, somebody come to me and be like, yo, I had, matter of fact, I had an argument real quick, not to digress, but I had an argument with somebody one time on Facebook because they were like, where do you get your facts? I'm like, I got my facts from either a book or some information I saw searching it on internet. She was like, well, that shows it right there. You know, I'm saying, okay, well, if that shows that my shit is nothing, I was like, where you get your facts? I hope it's not one of them two, a book or something, or the internet. I hope it's not one of those two. You'll say, no, it's from somebody. I was like, okay, well, somebody told me too. But that's how people be. So anyway, back to the fasting. You know what I'm saying? So look, it gives a breakdown real quick. We'll just go through it because it breaks down a lot of hours. So it breaks down the hours, and it says this is what fasting really does to your body. After 12 hours, a digestive reset begins. Listen, dude, this is what I be trying to tell people. Like when I learned this, thank God my brother be doing the things he do because I learned this from the dude. The dude taught me this stuff. So after 12 hours, digestive reset begins. Yo, that's crazy. Like listen to some of the stuff I'm saying. Listen, blessings if you do. And if you don't, it wasn't meant for you. Pass it on. But listen to what I'm saying. Check it out. 14 hours, blood and sugar insulin drop. 16 to 18 hours, ketones rise, and brain boost. 16 to 18 hours. Listen to what I'm saying, man. 16 to 18 hours, ketones rise and brain boosts. That ain't convincing enough. All right, I'll keep going. 18 to 24 hours, inflammation drops. Okay, I'll keep going. 24 hours, growth hormone surges. 24 to 36 hours, deeper cellular renewal. Renewal? Renewal. It says renewal. Boy, comprehension. But anyway, 36 hour autophagy intensifies. 48 to 72 hours, maximum renewal. Dude, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. 3 to 5 days, peak rejuvenation. Now, okay, unless somebody just put up, just in case somebody just, in case somebody just put up these hours and just randomly threw this stuff together, you know what I'm saying, just out of the blue. Like, if this stuff is really happening to your body when you fast, why wouldn't you do it? And it's difficult, but still, though, I think it's a very important thing. One of the things I believe is a connection, right? And if you can connect to a higher power or connect to another level of consciousness, and all you need to do to simply do that is not eat. That's crazy. Like, and they say that that's like the ultimate. That's why people have done it, you know, and just like monks and stuff, people like that, just go over and just Buddha, all that, just go over there and just like chill, like boom, I don't need nothing. It's the ultimate form of discipline. So, and I big ups to fasting, man. Big up to people that do it. I think that is very important. I don't push nothing on to anybody, but believe me when I tell you that when I'm doing it and I've done it, and believe my own words that I've felt great whenever I've done it. I just have, you know what I'm saying? If I can get back to doing it on a more consistent basis, I'll have my discipline where it needs to be. But definitely, if I do ask anybody to do fasting and to purify your body for a few days, I think it's very important to reset, rejuvenation. I mean, renewal. Them sound like some good things for my body to me. I'm just saying. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? That brain boost, though, that bad boy. Heck yeah. I'm already ready to pop off. Let my brain get boosted up more. let me really talk like I know what I'm talking about. I already know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about. As you can see when I'm talking about it. Shit. Man, but no. So that's the thing, man. I think that it's a very important thing, especially like I say for my shows on Thursday. I think it's good for me to have that moment of realness, that moment of just deep connection, and just talk deep with you guys, man. Just come out with some stuff that's really, I think, important for us as people. Joke with you and try to share some information. And if the information was positive for you and works for you, man, like I say, blessings. And if it isn't, pass it on to somebody else because it might be good for them, man. And my thing too, man, like my thing too is this. My thing is when everything changed for me is when I became a father. And I can't lie. When I became a father, I was not ready. It happened in a way that it happened, but I wasn't ready. But when I had my son, I made a different connection, right? It was more so real about the choices that I was making. We'll get more into this tonight. But just to touch on it. And it was more about a connection. And that's why, like when I coach, and that's why I believe is in giving all kids opportunity, because as soon as I had my son, when I had my daughter, it was like almost like the first time I ever was grown up. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yo, you can't tell me nothing. I got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? She rolled with me too. So that was totally different because I was popping off, I think, a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, my first time dad, I'm like, yo, it's my baby right here. Let's go. And she right there hit me like, you know what I'm saying, bobbing, right? But then my son, it was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, bet. I got to make the best opportunities for these kids, man. Like these kids need opportunity because I have a son that has a dad now, and I didn't have one, and I can't be like that. I can't be like that dude. I mean, I love that dude. I love him to death, but as a father, I couldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? and I wanted to make sure my son had everything I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to a father son relationship. But then even beyond that, I think it made me want to grow and help other kids and give the best opportunity I can for as many kids as I can. I think young people, they need it. I think my biggest thing is, and that's why I like trip on the way my son is, the path my son is growing, because he, you know, he deserves that opportunity. You know, he's one of those people like, you know, he's a really great athlete. You know what I'm saying? And not to touch too much on sports, you know what I'm saying, tonight. But anyways, being that type of father to your children where you try to make sure don't nobody mess with them, right? You know what I'm saying? And when you can be there and push them to be the best that they can be, right? Like, seen a post about Joe Jackson, and it said Joseph Jackson had 2 kids worth $100 million more that were global superstars, and 5 other millionaire kids. He pushed his kids to be great, but he's only portrayed as tough and demanding father. However, we can't overlook the overwhelming positive impact he had on his children, bro. We got good dads around here, man. We got good dads out here now. You know what I mean? And you know me, you know what I'm saying? I told the ladies I went like 30 days for them. They still don't understand what the 30 days meant. Break it down. The 30 days meant that March is National Women's Month, right? So what I did was for 30 days, well, I tried to do, I can't, okay. I didn't do all 30. It was like 29, 27, 28, something like that. I was right there, around it up, right? I did them days, and I made sure I rocked it out for the ladies. I made sure everything I was posting and talked about, I posted for like 20 some days, a post or put a post or something up, right? And you know, I gave that to the ladies, man. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know what I'm saying, I be popping off for the dudes, and we got some good dads, man. Dads are cracking off, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand, man. Some of us dads, man, are like, hey, man, we making waves for these young folks, man. Now these young dudes is having to learn. See, that's the thing about it too. That opportunity, man. That one, that right there. You know what I'm saying? Like every kid, especially the kids from my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Where my extension of family, cousins, uncles, and all them, didn't have that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You had to get yourself to that opportunity. You had to learn and go to school and be in class and get that book smarts first, then go out there and be an exceptional athlete, be an exceptional artist, music artist, whatever it is, whatever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? I think it's us as adults that try to give them that opportunity, man. And fathers right now are cracking off right now. But like the thing says, like the post says, they get bad rap for that. You know what I'm saying? Being tough and being hard gets a bad rap. I think a lot of times people put that as a negative. People always want to be like, just say the word, just be positive. How can you be positive when you're correcting something? Because in order to correct something, you have to stay and recognize that something's doing wrong. And there's no positive way to tell something that is doing wrong. You have to eventually stop. You know what I'm saying? And change something. And fathers are having those kind of born with that kind of intent to them. They just are, man. It's not my fault, man. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Don't switch the messenger. Because the messenger flying back. You know what I'm saying? Nah. But no, listen to what I'm saying. Like, it's real. Like, look at this stuff. Like, I seen the Ball brothers. Not to touch on basketball too much. This is for the people that really talk about, you know what I'm saying, life and love and liberty and pursuit of happiness and all that crap and all that love. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get our people all on the same track. But fathers be cracking off, man. Point. Keep it simple. Ball brothers, man. Who else? It was the Ball brothers. It was Dion. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. It was Dion. Prime time. Prime time cracking off for his kids, man. So you already know that, man. Come on, man. But that's the thing, man. These dads, like I said, not digress on sports too much, but man, these fathers is cracking off, ladies. Just give them their love, let them do their thing. I think one last thing before I go on tonight's. I think another thing, staying on the dudes, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homies, the kings, man, the fellas. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to us, right? Post says a lot of men have abandonment issues and trauma from their mothers as to why they will never love a woman. I pray y'all get counseling and heal that little boy within. Just not too much on this one, right? Not too much on this one. Because this one is easy to correct. I'm sorry, ladies, but you cannot blame men that was raised by women. You can't. Because there's a lot more women that didn't have fathers in their life than men that had mothers in their life. And I've talked about this one time in my show before. If you think about a woman teaching a young man, what do you think the woman be saying to the young man? this is your. I talked about this before. I think my first time. What do you think? What do you think that mother, that woman, is telling her son? I remember what mine told me. I remember what mine told me about y'all. Hey, all my kings, don't hold it back. Talk to it for real. For real. I remember what my mama told me. I'm talking, and this is the funniest thing, ladies. This is what really makes it the funniest right here. This is gonna make it real funny for the ladies. Watch this. It'd be the same conversation throughout all races. Ask the little Japanese boy what his mom told him about y'all. She was like, they're beautiful creatures. No, this is your people, ladies. Ladies, I'm sorry. Y'all know this is your people. So a young man, you can't blame us because we like, hey, no. But that's the thing though. That's why we fall for ladies. I think that's why we fall in love with y'all more than y'all fall in love with us. That's why I think that. Because we know y'all. Yeah. We know y'all. That's why we stay in it. Sorry to put the advantage on the guy's side. The pendulum switching this just a little bit though. And that's the reason why. Because all them single mothers, all them married mothers, they were sitting there teaching their son that part, at least that half of the game. You know what I'm saying? Just that half of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, ladies, we own it. We own it. We own it. We own it. Not to just flip the script and change the subject on you, but hey, why not? I think we can roll off of that one because the guys, like I said, you know what I mean. I think tonight's topic actually fits what I'm going into right now. You know what I'm saying? Speaking French, matter of fact. You know what I mean? Oui. You know what I mean? Oui. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Hey, you know what up? Hey, I'm just saying, speaking a little bit of French. And you know, my dialect, my lingo is a little bit different, so sometimes I gotta break it down. And the reason why I say speaking a little bit of French because you say oui. You know what I mean? A lot of people probably wouldn't understand what the heck I'm talking about, right? So most of the time when you're talking or telling stories, you make it we. You change the I to the we. Every time you tell a story or say you're going to do something, you change the I to a we. And then that means in any form of I, you change the we to that form that fits it. You know what I'm saying? So us, you know what I mean? So, but we kind of in the French form, we, because that's one of that's they joint. You know what I mean? That's like they joint. That's like they little. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like they what's up. You know what I mean? Almost. You know what I mean? So, and to be on that type of new language, new love language, new relationship language, just and also not just just as a relationship. We can talk about that a little bit more in a minute, but just in terms of we in anything you do. You know, I think it's important to have an aspect of looking at things from a we concept, you know, and not just you know, making I decisions. You know, we make decisions every day. Y'all know, especially as grown folks, is why I try to teach young people. You know what I'm saying? When you're choosing to do good, you're choosing to do bad. There's only two choices, and you can make two choices. You always got two choices. I mean, think about everything in life you do it. You got a choice. Okay, is this the thing that I'm going to do that's going to be bad, or is this the thing that I'm going to do that's going to be good? Which one should I do? And if you do the other one, you're good. If you do not the right one, you're bad. So, you know what I'm saying? It's that simple. And then when you start understanding that those decisions affect we instead of I, then now you start making better decisions. Now you start being like, oh, okay, thinking logically, thinking things out, planning better. And you know, those we decisions become a little bit more stronger in dealing with other people, because now you can just make it part of your norm. Like, okay, bet I know the move. I know what you like me. So I'll be like, that's a we decision. That decision right there is saying, okay, bet I've told you what I had to say. You ain't listening. All right, it's on you, player. That's a we decision, right? Because the I decision would have been like, hell no, motherfucker, you gotta do what I say, nigga. Like, excuse my language. You gotta do what I say. This is what I'm trying to tell you. All right? But that's no me. Now I'll make a decision. That's okay, bet. I bet, especially when it comes to relationship. Same thing. Okay. I bet. Okay, well, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. See what I'm saying? See the simple change, right? And that's the thing that people like don't notice. You know what I mean? I'm that type of person though. I'm a little stuff like person. I'm like, I'll get the little stuff done. Everybody want to be big shot, whatever. All right, bet. I do all the little shit. I do all the little shit that everybody don't do. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to making decisions, I think I'm very good at making a decision that's good for us. At the same time, affected me in the way that I needed to. And that's what you have to get better at, because I think the point about life, and I've spoken about this on my shows before, is doing it together. Us doing it together, figuring out a way to do this together. Because we're not hermits. We don't live in caves somewhere where we don't see somebody for like, you know what I'm saying, across the forest. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go search for food down the river. You know what I mean? Like, we interact with people less than 100 feet away from us. You know what I'm saying? So figuring out how to do this and land this plane, you know, on a place where we all understand that we need each other, and start acting like we can live on this planet together. When it gets into being selfish, I think that affects the whole situation in a way that's like, sometimes it can be masked very well. I think a lot of times, especially at a younger age, I see relationships a lot at the younger age, and I think that the people think when they're in relationships they're doing things that are just for them, or excuse me, for the other person, but in reality they're just all the one that really kind of wants the attention, and really just in there for what can feed their need. You know, because we don't know nothing at a young age. That's all we do know. You know. I think we learn to be selfish at a young age. I think for 18 years of our lives, we're taught to be selfish. I think and this is why I say, I mean, look at the language change. You know what I'm saying? Watch the language change. Watch the real narrative. Watch what I'm saying. I said I think you know what I'm saying? This is what I've always told somebody. I got confronted one time about something that I posted, and people thought that I was pointing fingers at them. And I'm like, I even got receipts to say, I'm like, I say we. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? It's a different way of talking. And this is why I speak my shows the way I do, because I try to learn you guys something. So it's the way you talk. When you talk to someone, you make them feel like they're just important as what you are. And as long as they feel like that, because of course you're going to meet people that think that they're better than you. Believe me, I ran into that a lot. You know what I'm saying? You always run into that type. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, everybody that you're dealing with just wants to tell their story. And if you just listen to them, and it has to be a selfless act. It has when it comes to talking with people, talking and understanding people it has to be a selfless act. It has to be. You can't be selfish in a conversation with someone because it's their moment to try to tell you something about them. And if you're being selfish thinking about what you got to say, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, isn't that right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just the one that points this stuff out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just pointing this stuff out. You know, and that's really what it is. But when did that happen? I think we learned it at a young age. I think for 18 years. That's why people don't get. I think we learned it at a young age to how to be selfish. Do you guys walk in the house in the front door in their shoes on the floor right as the door open? Matter of fact, the door hits some of the shoes. Have you ever walked in like that? And this Thailand TV, man. Everybody gets shots. Have you ever walked in on that, right? And you'd be like, these selfish. And I mean, that's not a hate moment for the young people. That's just mostly what young people do. And for me, it just proved to me when children do that and they keep doing that. I mean, tell them every once in a while. I like to let things play out. You know what I'm saying? To look at the jokes. But anyway, no, don't hold me back. Don't hold me on that. Hold me on that. But you see those shoes in the hallway, and you're like, dude, what the dude? There's somebody that's gonna walk through this door, and you just left your shoes right in the middle. And then once you start seeing those shoes go to the side by themselves, then you be like, all right, they get it. I'm on everything I love. I'm telling y'all some simple stuff. I do the little stuff. I peep the little stuff. That's a heads up for you and you parents out there. I'm gonna tell you a moment where you see your kid get it is when you walk in the house and you open the door and those shoes to the side. They get it. They get it. I ain't saying they got it perfectly. I'm just saying they do get it. You know what I'm saying? Because they understand. Come on, man. You gotta walk over there, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's a moment where you can see someone who decides to say, okay, I care about somebody else that's coming in the house besides me. But for 18 years, that's all we're doing. 18 years. They're just like, yo, walking in and just leaving them on. And then all of a sudden, because like I said, they be having relationships when they're young, but they're still just the attention is just for them. And that's why they break up all the time. But anyways, then 18 years old, we're supposed to just throw them out into the world and expect them to have a sense of how to care about somebody else. You've been training for 18 years. I've talked about this before. You've been training for 18 years. There are Navy SEALs that train for 6 months, then go to another camp, probably about a year, 8 months, and they ready to go in the water. Ready to go in the ocean, grab fools. You know what I'm saying? They're ready to swim 35 miles to a coast. You know what I'm saying? Randomly, backdrop on pools. You know what I'm saying? And we expect people that have been trained for 18 years to go out there and just start caring about people. What do you think is going to happen when they get in relationships? Some of them, like I said, those side to the shoes, shoes to the side people, they might get it. So them ones be like, okay, they be in relationships. You like, oh, you be shocked, like, hey, okay, but them the ones that be getting it. But them ones that just leave them right in the middle, them the ones that be like, what happened to Jeremy? Yeah, well, happened to Michael himself. Hey, well, hey, he gone. All right, but teaching them that at a young age helps because they end up just jumping into a lot of different relationships, um, and people don't like that. I had somebody who was talking about that the other day, man. Serial daters, man. Somebody, a friend of mine, was talking about that. People actually said something about what I'm saying, me anyway about that. But that's the thing about it too. 18 years. 18 years. And I'm just rounding a number because I know a lot of y'all, excuse my language, but I know a lot of y'all that was a little bit more selfish than 18 years. I know a lot of y'all that was like, yo, all about you longer than 18 years. But we gonna cut it at 18. Point being, how you gonna reprogram something that's been programmed for 18 years at least? You know? So if you're gonna get into a relationship, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Think about it. You got to match 18 years, you know what I'm saying, of that same training in a relationship. And people don't want to put that long enough. I just told you when I first started my show tonight, I said it's hard to, people don't understand what it takes to make a relationship continue. It's the most difficult thing. And they getting into them. You can get into them. That's easy. Getting into them is easy. You know what I'm saying? It's about making it work as long as you can. Very difficult. And people don't understand that part. You know, I know a friend of mine. I know when my friends talk to me, they have weak conversations. My married friends, and that's what I was trying to talk about on my post. I put a post up and I was talking about that. I was like, yo, people that don't that are not in good relationships don't need to be given, you know, relationship advice. You know, people that are just trying to be single and stuff like that shouldn't be telling people that want to be in relationships how to be in relationships. You're not in a relationship, right? And yeah, you know, I think one of the things was just misunderstanding what I was trying to say, but the young lady had mentioned being in a relationship, and I'm like, yeah, well, I spent 18 years being single. I mean, no, I'm lying. 16. I ain't had my first girlfriend until I was 16. You know what I'm saying? But 16 years is a long time, man. Like I know what it's like to be 16 years. I was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? I was everywhere. And then I started realizing how to refocus myself and get my mind right. You know what I'm saying? And I attribute that to understanding how to deal with my emotions and be a better person. You know what I'm saying? I attribute that to meeting ladies and learning from the ladies. And I think that's what you have to do is learn from the ladies on how to treat them. You got to listen to them. I told my girl, like, told her I used to deal with Reed Cosmo back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That's how I learned what I was doing. You know what I mean? I was like, y'all Reed Cosmo. Cosmo was like, yeah. They was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, my name is this so I was with sub. He was like, yo, this is what I love. Like, oh, for real, hey, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, that puts a leg up because you have to do that. You know, I think that's a lot of the things that I talk about on my shows is just, you know, learning and language you know, Rosetta Stone, you know what I'm saying? I said that before on one of my shows, man. Rosetta Stone with this shit, right? You got to make sure that you're ready to tune in and learn the person you're with. You know, but you know, I'm talking about that we, you know what I'm saying? That, I mean, French is cool though, because they like, but no. To be honest, I think number one, besides, you know, well, English ain't like a sexy language, but my number one is the Latins. Latinas, boy, I'm telling you, cracking. You know what I'm saying? But especially on my bad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What I meant is language. I think the Spanish language, the Latin language, the Latina language, it's tight. It's a good language. I think the French is cool too, though. I think the French is cool, and I think that the whole mon chéri, I think the way, because they be like, and they French people aggressive with their stuff. They grab you, like, hey, yeah, mon chéri, bonjour, like, yo, man, hey, man, look, player, levitez-vous, you know what I'm saying? Levitez-vous, you know what I mean? Back up, player, you know what I mean? So, but I like that whole sense of using that terminology. Switching your eye and what you're doing and your decisions that you're making to a we, you know, and a lot of times it doesn't have to be I think relationships, honestly, I think relationships, you have to verbally do that. You have to, when you're talking, because a lot of times we talk about, this is me, this is what I want, this is what I need, rather than, okay, this is what we want, this is for us, and stuff like that. We change those words to those things, the things you decide to do. I mean, just look at it. Like if I said I want to go to the basketball game, and I changed the I and said, we want to go to the basketball game. Do we want to go to the basketball game? No, we don't. Well, we don't want to go to the basketball game. You know what I'm saying? See how it changes things. Or we want to go to the basketball game? Yeah, we want to go to the basketball game. We going to the basketball game there. So look, listen. I think one of the things about that is understanding your partner, and I think that's the most important thing because you got to be realistic with it, and that's life. When you get into serious relationships with people, this is where we get back to what I'm talking about always is the good people that want to be in good relationships with good people. When you get back to that, that's where the things start being serious because now, in order to be a good person, like I said, you have to be selfless. You know what I'm saying? And it's now your decision have to be what's best for and what's going to work better for all the people involved. And it's hard. It's hard to make everybody happy, but I think it's hard to make everybody happy, but it's not hard to add to everybody. I think you can add to everybody. I think because I've done it. I've crossed the board. Everybody getting nice. We eating out here. You know what I'm saying? I put people on. We eating out here. You know what I'm saying? And so, but that's the love. That's what it's all about. It's about the love. It's about passing that love on to the next people that you interact with and giving those blessings to, and that's why I got on the whole thing about this, social media and this video and doing my show, my podcast. It's just to bring you guys information about how we can get better. Listen to what I'm saying, man. But hopefully it doesn't go over your head because it's very important. I put a post up the other day. Reading comprehension, dog. Like that's when I heard that, my man said, our reading comprehension is at an 8th grade level. That's what my man said. My man said our reading comprehension is at an 8th grade level, dog. That's crazy, man. Like people don't understand that. There's times in life where you hear stuff and you're like, that's ironic, and people don't understand what I'm saying, bro. You can't. But dude did say it's increased in over like the last 4 or 5 years. He said in the last 4 or 5 years it went from 4th grade to 8th grade. So that's good. That's good. I think that's a tribute. Like I said, I think that's attributed to the ladies. I think that's single mothers. I think that's attributed to y'all because what y'all do is y'all definitely give understanding. Y'all definitely give knowledge of love. Y'all teach love. I think that's within y'all DNA. So, and I think men are coming back and learning how to get better with that. But being able to have an understanding for each other is a benefit. And in conversation, and even with your love, with the love of your life, you have to have an understanding. Because I think a lot of times what's crazy is, I don't know if anybody's ever experienced this, but I think a lot of times people are too busy wanting to correct your words. Have you ever heard? I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I think a lot of times people be like, well, no, it wasn't red, it was blue. No, you weren't laying down, you were kind of sitting up. Like, people want to just correct you. And that's something that we gotta try to minimize. I know a lot of times people don't want to do that, and they don't mean to be doing that, but like I said, it's about being selfless. You gotta be like, okay, is that common? I feel like saying that. And this is only like I said, if you want to be a good person. Look, a person that ain't trying to be a good person, that wants to be in a good relationship with a good person, of course it's gonna be like, what are you talking about? Right? But in a sense, that's how your conversation has to be. That's all I'm doing is just giving you and try it. If anything I'm saying is wrong, right? If going into the situation and saying, okay, this response makes me feel good. Wait a minute. But this response does not make we feel good. Us feel good. Just try it. And if it don't work, and if you just choose the other one this time, if you say, hey, yeah, I'm going to pop off. Because I'm a pop-off person. Believe me. People know me. I am a pop-off person. I'll pop off. But in a situation, especially with someone that you're trying to be with for real, make those two decisions. Put those two decisions before you, and this one time try the other one. See what it does. Just see what it does. If it doesn't work, I'm on social media on high. Anybody, if anybody ever tried something I've said on the show before about recommending how to make your relationship better or how to deal with people, and you was like, yo, that was some jacked up stuff, man. They got me beat up or jumping. Hey, jump me, you know what I'm saying? I tried to buy, you know what I'm saying? I tried to buy her the you know what I'm saying? If you got a story like that, put it on my post, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Let me know that it didn't work out for you. Let me know that the things that I suggested put you in a bad situation. Because it's never happened before. It's never happened before. So, and that's because I understand you guys. I understand y'all. We gods, right? We were put here for a reason, man. And in order for us to be able to manifest our realest self, we have to we got to pull everybody up. And in order to do that, you know what I'm saying? You got to be serious about this love that we're speaking. You can't be fronted, especially not with these relationships with people. Like, don't get into good relationships if you ain't really trying to be in one. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't play, because like I said, it only works when it's a good person that wants to be in a good relationship with a good person. If you don't have one of those, and a lot of people gonna lie in front, which is part of the reason why they ain't a good person. If you don't have one of those, it's just not gonna work. It's not. So all I'm doing is I'm throwing out things out there that if you listen to and if you apply them, I guarantee you, man, your relationship might last a little bit. It lasts, especially for the guys. Like, the guys take some of this advice, what I'm trying to say to them, when I give them a heads up about the ladies and stuff, then it help y'all be in a position where you can keep the relationship going if you really want to. You know what I'm saying? It's real stuff. This is real life stuff. These are real suggestions that are just going to make, like I said, it's going to make you think differently. You know what I mean? Like, to love somebody is difficult. I'm for real. I've been around a lot of people who have had good relationships, man. I got some 23, 30. I think, what is it? I think like 30. It's a long time. Oh, dang, bro. Like, dang. Whew. But anyway, it's my guy. He been married a long time, and I got some friends that's still in the game. You know what I'm saying? And so I understand it from different views. You know what I mean? So um, all I do is just try to give the advice that I can see, that is heard, what I'm experiencing right now, and I tell y'all that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, unicorns. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a unicorn. I got a unicorn, but um, you know, we got to understand that all of us have to teach this love thing. I ask her to do that too sometimes. You know, teach these ladies, because you know it's easier for us to hear from each other. So it's easier for my brothers to have conversations with each other, because we just talk differently. Guys talk, we have a different language, and it's important for us to try to learn how to learn each other's language. Um, and I think in order to do that, we have to speak more from a we type of lingo, and um, and I mean, that's with everything. That's with body language. I mean, that's. I mean, when you're going out, you gotta look a little different, man. You gotta look a little bit untouchable. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm up. So the point that you don't get to the point where people aren't even trying to talk to you, because you're just like, yo, that person's on a different level. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I think a lot of that has to do with boundaries. I think a lot of that has to do with boundaries. I think when you have weed conversations, you have different boundaries. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Look, I tell people, I've told this to people before, man. I be like, yo, I love, like, sometimes I love, you know what I'm saying, being like, yo, my girl said I can't go out tonight, so I'm really just trying to sit on the couch, eat popcorn, watch the game. I ain't gonna go nowhere. And that's, but that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like, it provides boundaries, and that's a like I said, that's by My defense mechanism, my laughter. But that's the thing about it, man. It puts those boundaries on us, man. Like that we language puts those boundaries on us because now you start making decisions that, um, that won't have you just doing random stuff. You know what I mean? Now you're more a little bit more focused. You make more logical decisions. You think things through a little bit better. One thing I had to learn how to plan a little bit better. And But that's the part I think a lot of people don't understand. Like when I hear a lot of this healing, and I'm gonna close out on this. This whole healing situation, single people healing, and this is why I put the post up too. Like single people healing, we don't need to hear people tell us how to be in a relationship, how to make it work. Like you healing self. Those are you decisions. That's what I'm talking about. Like, and that's why people, you know what I'm saying, make comments like they do because it was an I response to what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is y'all talk to each other about that. Like tell each other what to do. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, stay away from that, dude. Stay away. Y'all tell each other that. Don't tell us this is what y'all need to do. Because we chilling. I chilling over there, right? So but it's about making us better because I think more people will want to say, hey, look, this is my view. I think more people will say, hey, I want to try a relationship again. I think if more single people sat back and let the relationship people lead the conversation, because like I said, the single people loud right now. The single people crack it off. They loud. You can hear them, right? And if they just sat back and just let the relationship people talk for a little bit, and just they sat down and listened a little bit to what they're saying, I think that we'd be better as a people because they'd be like, okay, bet. I want to try a relationship again. Man, I know, I say crazy stuff, but if you try it, if you listen to it, blessings. If you don't, pass it on to somebody else. But I think if they try it again right now, especially right now, because it's cracking, especially dudes, like I told y'all, my guys, man, we lit right now. We on one. We is on one right now. Get you a dude. ladies, get you a dude. Ladies. Come on, it's time right now. But we're gonna close out on that tonight, man. I'm gonna get up off of here. I'm gonna go watch the rest of this Lakers game, man. Shout out to my boy. I'm rocking my boy tonight, man. Hey, do your thing, man. I love the story, man. Can't nobody. What you doing right now? On the NBA platform right now. I don't care from worldwide, from whatever you watch or love, basketball or not basketball. What LeBron's doing right now is one of the illest storylines in the history of this world right now. People will write it the right way. It was the illest thing you could ever do. But yeah, I'm about to here, man. It's your boy, man. 800 to Stiz Hours, man. Y'all have a good night. Happy going into Friday, going into the weekend. My boys, man, these young dudes about to have this prom on Saturday, man. This senior thing is killing me, dude. But you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get lit, man. I'm gonna get up out of here tonight, man. I love y'all. Blessings. Anybody that's watching my show.